We are in the middle of a move right now. And our house kind of looks like a little art gallery, but our stager came and asked us to shift some stuff around, so we're doing that. And it's also a Thursday, which means that we have to get Anna's presentation ready for tomorrow. And we're trying to do a lot of Thurmont history before we leave, so we're just kind of putting it all together and knocking it out in one project. We are going to do a project about dun, da, da, da.
Matches.
Matches. What is special about matches and Thurmont?
Because Thurmont, it was named, or was where the first match was ever made, we think.
Okay, that's what we think the project's going to be about. We know it's about matches, and we know there's really important history. We're going to find out the exact history, and as we started it, Dustin found a connection to our family history, so let's hear it.
Do you want just to say the connection or read it?
Up to you, I don't care.
Okay, so Johannes Weller, who is the father of Jacob Weller. Jacob Weller is the gentleman who created the first stick matches in America, and Johannes Weller, Jacob's dad, came to Philadelphia on September 9th, 1743 aboard the ship Lydia with my ancestor, Simon Hass, who came on the same ship Lydia in 1743.
Do you know who he married?
So that's cool.
He married someone named Anna.
Oh, let's find out more about
cool.
that. So he came on a ship named Lydia and he married a Anna.
Yeah, and so Simon Hass also came on the ship named Lydia. So they would have known each other, which is pretty cool. I can go back and look at that ship roster later and see Johannes Weller. So it says this: Johannes Weller, 1716 to 1792, was from a family of millers of Diedenhausen, Wittgenstein, Westphalia. He arrived in Philadelphia on September 9th, 1743, aboard the ship Lydia. They're from the same area in Germany as well. By 1744, he was in the Owens Creek area northeast of present Thurmont, where he married Catherine Ambrose, daughter of the miller Matthias Ambrose. In that year, he purchased his first land, a 50-acre tract called Beauty, located on a shelf of the mountain overlooking the later town. He also purchased tracts on Owens Creek downstream from his father-in-law, which became his home plantation, part of Arnold's Delight. John's son Jacob Weller, 1752 through 1831, married, circa 1774, Anna Krall, 1754 through 1812. She was daughter of Christian Krall, and they were the parents of 9 children called Old Jake. He was described as a teamster in family records. Jacob inherited or purchased from his brothers the tracts Buck's Horn and Beauty. Jacob Weller died in 1831, leaving a will. At the time of his death, Weller's church on the land Beauty was still unfinished. His grave was the first in the United Brethren Cemetery. In this, Jacob Weller, BS 1775 to 1846, was the eldest child of Jacob and Anna, who was born January 25th and baptized February 27th, according to the records of Apples Church. Apples Church is where Pastor Laura is pastor, who we work with at the food bank, so that's cool. His grandparents, John and Catherine, were sponsors. Jacob was a blacksmith and always signed documents Jacob Weller B.S. to distinguish himself from the several other local Jacob Wellers. In 1800, Jacob married Anna Margaret Weller, another Anna, daughter of John Jacob, 1739 to 1809, and granddaughter of Taylor John Jacob, the Moravian, who had immigrated in 1738 and owned extensive lands in the Jimtown area, some patented before Frederick County was formed. It must have been quite successful since he received $4,000 for it at the time of its sale in 1813. The building has been little altered and is now restored as a significant example of Anglo-German architecture, listed as Frederick's landmark site and on the inventory of Maryland historic sites.
Is that the pretty stone house?
Yeah, that's the pretty stone house. In 1813, you think about it,
today.
the War of 1812 in Maryland was happening, and from 1812 to 1815, We were battling Europe. The president escaped attack on Washington. The capital was moved up out of Washington into Maryland, not too far from where we used to live.
Well,
And all of that was, huh?
We didn't fight. They fought.
Oh,
Not the state fought, not us.
okay. Anyway, the war was going on. The United States fought. So we are the United States. So the United States was fighting that. And at that time, right in the middle of it, 1813, he's selling his property. So if you think about it, their lives, the beginning predates the beginning of America, and then the War of 1812 really settled America's control of the land and proved to Europe that they were a viable country. And in the middle of that, they're having this whole family thing, and he even had this house and sold it. The building has been little altered and is now restored as a significant example of Anglo-German architecture, listed as Frederick's landmark site on the Inventory of Maryland Historic Sites. Concurrent with his project on the north side of Main Street, Weller purchased 2 acres, lots 16, 17, 18, and 19, on the south side of the street. On this site, he built a 1.5-story stone building, probably with workshop behind it. This simple building would have been known as the Match House. From 1811 on, Jacob operated an edge tool factory making shovels, hoes, etc. at a large tilt forge on Hunting Creek. After his marriage to Margaret Love, he built an additional large brick home immediately west of the Match House. So all of those different properties are his. Jacob Weller B.S. is credited with the manufacture of the first friction matches in the United States, copied from French models imported to Frederick. The time was about 1825, for they were well known by 1832 when a student at Mount St. Mary's College wrote a buying sum which sold for 12.5 cents a block. Although requiring only simple ingredients, the experiments resulted in several explosions at the workshop. Jacob and son Joseph traveled extensively to sell the matches with little success, especially when they attempted to sell the matches to area farmers. They were met with suspicion for their newfangled and possibly dangerous product. Unfortunately, Jacob failed to patent his invention. Copycat manufacturers sprang up in the wake of his sales route. The first patent for friction matches was issued to a man in Massachusetts in 1836. So that's a lot later. He did it in 1825. So that's 11 years later. The first patent was made. Should have patented it. By the late 1830s, Jacob was in financial ruin, forced to file as an insolvent debtor whose trustees sold off Jacob's lands. But despite his failures, Jacob remained a popular and respected citizen of Mechanicstown, renamed Thurmont in 1894. Jacob was buried in the cemetery of the church he established. Weller's Church on the hill was later called the United Brethren Church, but today recharted as Weller's United Methodist Church. It remains an enduring monument to Thurmont's pioneering industrialist and his family.
We'll put a link in the comments so that you can read the article. Now we're going to try to find Jacob Weller's house, the Match House, and the place where he was buried.
So we're trying to figure out which house is the Match House where he had his workshop and which house did he live at. And so I think that is where he lived and that stone house is where he worked and invented his friction match. But Poppy asked a local old man, and so that's the best way to find out. So we'll see what he says when he comes. Was I right?
All right, so that's it.
Was I right?
That's the house he lived in, and that's the house, the Match House, the one where the matches were made.
Okay.
There you go. Put it in.
That's Mommy.
So pretty.
Hi, Mommy.
I know, okay. Oh, there's the...
Yep, so this is where he lived. Over here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What a beautiful house.
This is where Jacob Weller lived.
So this was a house, and it's also the first inn in the entire area. So this was an inn for mechanics. Now, if you look up there at the top, you've got the marker dating 1805. It's built into it. That's original.
This was where matches were made. This house.
This is the workshop.
Is someone living here?
No, yeah, someone lives here. This is the workshop. All right, this is currently Weller United Methodist Church, and it was, as you see in the window there, Weller United Brethren in Christ Church. And so this, the main area right here, is the old Weller Church. It's on the Weller land, so Jacob Weller's house is down this hill, and at the front, and that's Main Street where the red shuttered house is down there. This right up the hill is their land, and back here is where the Weller family, of course, buried, including Jacob, who created matches. Here we found the Weller family right here, and of course, right down here, we've got Jacob Weller. There's a number of Jacob Wellers, but this is Jacob Weller, 1846, and he is the one who did the match.
Hey Anna, get out.
Anna and Lori are going to go buy matches here at Ace because can't find any. Go get them. You're going to take it. You can't press it too hard or you'll break the match. You're going to pull it just like that and drop it in there. Watch one more time. Ready? So you take the match. You're not going to press it hard. Just pull it.
My turn.
Now, do kids ever strike matches without an adult?
No.
Can we ever do it the opposite direction, away from?
No.
Experts.
Oh, you did it. Done.
Ooh.
Can I try?
One time, Liz. Come on. It's your last time ever.
What
your
kind
whole
of
life.
match was that?
You can't do this till you grow up and you're 83.
What kind of match was it?
Friction.
Okay.
Going to be?
Who made the friction match?
I did. Oh, I mean the Johnson? Jacob. It's going to be
Weller. You gotta do it a little harder, honey bunny.
She's close.
She's
Go ahead.
shaking.
Don't drop. No, don't let her do it. She's gonna drop it if it lights. Do it with Poppy.
Here, hold my hand. Ready?
Hey.
Yep, she'd have dropped it.
Yeah.
It's all because of the hair. We need to play that video back in this later as a funny.
Yeah, Dustin will put a link to
Lydia
why
caught her
Lydia's a
hair
little
on
scared.
fire on a birthday on a candle.
My red burnt.
But it didn't stop Lori from finishing singing Happy Birthday. Whole other video you gotta watch.
Oh. All right, we are
This is getting old.
I'm recording.
Hey.
So.
Well. All right.
Pauses.
Today.
Oh my.
Okay, seriously.
He just fell down the stairs. I saw it.
Are you okay?
He fell down the
Oh, let's find out why. Because the girls put Malachi's foot in a roller skate, and now he's trying to do it again
So
on the stairs,
So he went down 3 stairs just then.
on a roller skate.
Awesome.
It's not funny.
Yeah, I saw it. It was freaky.
Was it freaky
It
funny?
was. No. He went boom, and I saw his little head go.
Okay, so we're moving, right?
Johnson.
Jacobs.
Now we're gonna find Jacob Weller's house, the match house, and the place where he was buried. This is where matches were made. This broken. This broken.
Yeah, some of them are broken. Do we touch it?
Yeah.
Oh, do we touch it?
Yeah.
No, no touch it.
No touch it, no touch it, no touch it.